Dear Kismet helps you dive into the mysteries behind Cardology, or the astrology and numerology of the playing cards. We answer questions from our tribe and discuss world events and celebrities, all through the lens of this magical, ancient system. Our goal? To help you align with what is written in your cards and to raise the collective consciousness of the planet. If you go to our website, itiskismet.com, and enter your birthday, you'll get to your card's one-stop shop where you will find a 15-page report on your card and much, much more. You can also go to our site to find the cosmic connections, also known as the planetary energies, between you and another person. Now is the time for Cardology to become as encoded in the collective energy as astrology and numerology are. So please tell your friends about Kismet. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dear Kismet. My name is Laura and I'm a 6 of clubs, 10 of clubs.
And I'm Paula, and I'm a 7 of diamonds, 9 of hearts.
And I'm Candy. I'm a 6 of diamonds, ace of diamonds.
Okay, so if you're new to us and you want to look up your cards, you can go to itiskismet.com and put your birthday in and find out your first card, your main card, your birth card, and then your planetary ruling card. And that's what we just rattled off. But today we're actually talking about relationships. So you can also go there and look up your relationship connections. And we'll get into that a little bit more after Candy introduces our celebrity couple that we've chosen to talk about this week. So Candy, take it away.
Are you guys ready for this? We're talking about Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes. What? It's true. If you believe the tabloids, who have apparently been trying to put a label on their relationship for the past 5 years, which just so happens to be the same length of time that Katie agreed in her and Tom's divorce agreement to not have a public relationship. Right? What?
That's real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. If you believe the internet.
He's like, my ego is going to be all healed and not fragile in exactly 5 years.
Right.
Don't even get me started about
And
Tom Cruise. So back to Katie. You know Katie from her days on Dawson's Creek playing a delightful girl named Joey. Or maybe you don't. I mean, I never watched the show. Apparently one of the few people who didn't. Or maybe you know her from playing not so well-known or loved characters in films that garnered most of her nominations from MTV. Or more than likely, you know her from playing her most famous supporting role as the second wife to Tom Cruise. You know, the one that made him jump up and down on Oprah's couch, which I'm sure she loved. Personally, I'm a much bigger fan of Jamie Foxx. Not only did he nail his portrayal of Ray Charles, which won him a Golden Globe, but he can sing on his own and make his own award-winning tunes, taking home a Grammy for his tune Blame It in 2010. Oh, and he can make us laugh for days. In fact, he brings those skills together weekly on his new game show, Beat Shazam. And I'll be honest, I've watched it a few times. It's funny. And I thought he was dating the DJ on the show. Her name is Autumn or September or October. I don't know. She's named after a month or a season, I think. But here we are. The big scoop of last week was Jamie and Katie being spotted walking hand in hand on the beach. Their first real display of PDA. And I'm going to blame it on the alcohol. If you know Jamie Foxx's music, you know that's his song, the one that got him a Grammy. Okay, so Laura, we don't need paparazzi to tell us what's really going on. We have Cardology. What do the cards say?
Thanks, Candy. Okay, so Jamie Foxx, he is a 12/13 birthday, December 13th, and he's a Sagittarius. 5 of clubs, which we call the capricious conversationalist, and his second card is the 7 of diamonds, which we're not going to get into too much, but that is the planetary ruling card. And so you basically have a second card that's the second most important card. And you can find that on your one-stop shop when you look up your birthday on our website, itiskismet.com. And then we also have Katie Holmes' birthday, which is December 18th. So they're only 5 days apart. And she's actually a King of Hearts. And her second card is a 2 of diamonds. We call the King of Hearts the gracious, calculating knight. So it's going to be interesting to find out what work Jamie and Katie have to do as individuals first. Paula, take it away.
Okay, I am geeking out at the moment because I just realized, so I've been analyzing their connections, and I know we're not there yet, but just remind me to talk about the circle of 7 and how powerful that is as a rudder in a relationship, despite what all the other connections are, because it just went click. Oh, okay. So to start off with Jamie, he is the same card as Jimmy Fallon. And so that's where that lighthearted, hilarious just play with me in my inner child kind of energy comes from. And he's also, his planetary ruler is the same as Lucille Ball. So it's like he's willing to just be zany and crazy. So I just wrote up the Pluto card for the 5 of clubs, which talks about the most difficult work they have to do. And his is the 9 of spades. So it's the death card. There's some major ending and transformation that's going to totally rock their world. And I don't know if he's kind of a private person, so I don't know if we know about that aspect of his life. But anyway, the 5 of clubs, super fun, but very, very sensitive. And so they're very good at controlling other people's perceptions of them, keeping people at a distance. They're very self-protective. So this big ending is going to rock his world and shatter everything that is causing him to create this pretense, and all this energy that he's been spending on it is going to go sink down into a deeper level of his being, which is where Katie comes in, this fascinating connection, and the part that she's going to play in helping him deepen. So we'll get to that later. But anyway, so Katie's card is the King of Hearts. It's gracious, generous, it's emotionally mature. It feels like to everybody else they have it all together. And for the most part, they do. But they almost always harbor a secret anxiety or some kind of phobia. And anxiety does play, it's like this subtle background music that's going on for them that most people don't know about because they're so gracious and together. So they actually have that in common, that on the outside everything looks great, they're highly admired, etc. But inside, what they really need is someone to trust, someone they can be vulnerable with. So, and another aspect that she's working on is security, the 4 of spades. I just want to feel like I have a stable foundation under me and like I'm safe. And I have a sense that's about some things we don't know about, but it's interesting how Jamie figures into that need that she's got.
Ooh, I'm excited to get into the connections then. So, okay, let's look at those cosmic connections. So another thing you can find on our website is the cosmic connections between 2 couples. And another series of videos that we're doing based on something Candy had asked us, because Candy's kind of the newest person on this call or on this recording studying the cards, is what does a Pluto connection mean? And like, what does Pluto mean in general? What does Mars and Saturn mean, which is actually the combination of cards that they have. So we've recorded Moon Mercury. By the time you see this, you might see a couple more of them, but you just can look for our playlist called Planetary Energies, and you'll find all the videos that we've done to break down what those planetary energies are and how they affect your personal card, your relationships, and even the cards you have every year. Okay, so if you go to our website, you look up 2 birthdays together, you'll get your cosmic connections. So when I did that for their 2 birthdays, I got Mars and Saturn, and those are sparring partners. So that's kind of the high level of the connections. Paula goes into it and dives a lot deeper. And so before we have Paula talk to us about the connection between Jamie and Katie, Candy's going to give us some examples of Mars couples that we know about, and then Saturn couples. So just to give an example of other people that have these kinds of connections.
Yeah, and these are some pretty powerful, not only connections, but also couples. We've got Amal and George Clooney, that is, Brad and Gwyneth.
Old couples too.
I forgot they used to date. What? I totally forgot that. Brad and Angelina, J-Lo and Mark Anthony, Kanye and Kim, and the Beckhams. So those are some of our Mars celebrity couples. And then our Saturn celebrity couples, we have Amy Poehler and Will Arnett. That's fun. Oh, Britney Spears and K-Fed. Not so fun. Frida Kahlo. And
Amy and Will broke up too, actually.
Oh, did they?
Oh.
Back.
My dogs don't like that either. Okay, so we've also got Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera, Heath Ledger and Michelle Williams, and then Ellen and Portia. So we've got some big power couples in both of those planetary signs.
Yeah, okay, so Paula, tell us what you kind of picked up on the relationship between these 2.
Okay, so first of all, the Saturn and Mars, the high vibration of that really is the sparring partner, where they're coming from both of them are coming from a position of security. So it's like, you know, they know they're sparring. They're not really fighting. It's like Saturn says, I see your shit. And Mars is like, I'm going to call you on it. Poof. And so then they go back and forth, and hopefully it doesn't devolve into fighting. And with these two, I really get that the fighting that's not what it's about. Like, I have not been following them at all. I kind of know each of them from their movies, but I just got a full panoramic movie in my mind about their relationship. And so I'm just going to go into that. So my intuitive hit is that she's really challenging him to step into his maturity, his manhood, his confidence, to kind of get out of this adolescent club energy that sometimes people have. But it's bigger than that. It's about confidence. And who better to do that than the King of Hearts? It's the loving father card. So it's like, I know you can do this. Come on. And I get that her sincerity and willingness to take him seriously on this deeper level, this like, I see you, and that's Saturn. And to be such a safe place for his sensitivities, like this secure platform for him to step out onto. It's like, okay, I really feel safe and I really feel seen by you. So it's interesting that they're so private. I think that's more than just a divorce agreement. I think that they are private people. And he is a private person. And the fact that he has let her in to see him, it just speaks volumes. That means that he really trusts her. So, and he is a safe place for her, although I get that he has more expanding work to do. And the King of Hearts can be like so sufficient, so self-sufficient that they take on projects and people. And so I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but my intuitive hit is that her inner child feels pretty safe with him, but she's really more the parent figure in the relationship. And I think that he gives her the freedom to be more childlike, which is a wonderful thing that Five of Clubs can invite us into. So yeah, Pluto, Mars, and Saturn, they have a really strong Pluto connection. Really tough, really challenging, but they strike me as being really ready and able to do their work. So, and I get such a sense of tenderness between them, their innocence, the inner child connection. So,
Well, you touched back on something that you had mentioned earlier, which is that the past life Pluto card. Okay, so Jamie's past life Pluto card is the King of Hearts, which is Katie's card. And you would reference that Pluto connection. So what, can you go into that in a little more detail?
Yeah, so the card that sits under his Pluto card, which is the Karma card, is the King of Hearts, and that's Katie's card. And when that person steps into your life, they've got one aspect of your Pluto card. It means they're really going to trigger you into transformation. It's all about step through into your real, authentic self and pay the price of dropping all of your old programs and everything. And that to me just feels like an absolutely perfect fit. She's the perfect catalyst for him to just really do that deepening and growing up work.
Yeah, and I love the cards. Just, of course, we're doing this video, so of course I love the cards. But in general, they always show you, like every relationship you have has connections through the cards somehow. So they always show you some kind of way you can grow. Paula, you mentioned their Circle of Seven connection. So Circle of Seven is a specific set of cards, 7 cards. And we actually have some videos on that, some blogs on that. But what is their Circle of Seven connection?
Okay, so her moon card is the Two of Hearts, which is in the Circle of Seven. And his planetary ruler is the Seven of Diamonds, which is also in that circle. So because that's his Jupiter card and her Circle of Seven is her moon card, they have a Circle of Seven, moon Jupiter.
Oh,
So there's this intensification of the moon and Jupiter that feels like it goes back lifetimes. It just feels like they're working on major archetypal stuff. And that's where it makes perfect sense to me that they have this loving, supportive vibe that's just totally non-threatening, because moon is safety and emotional intimacy, and Jupiter is, I see your potential and where you can go. So I was like, now it makes sense to me.
Awesome. Candy, do you have anything to add?
It's really sweet. And as I was gathering some of the information for this video, they've been spotted on and off together for the past 5 years. And at first it was a friendship and they would be seen like going out having dinner, but it was always like the pictures that I could find were always, they felt very intimate. Like they would be close and somebody's back would be towards the photographer or whoever was trying to snap the photo. So it was never like this big display. It really did feel like two human beings, not two celebrities, two human beings connecting. So Paula, this little description of these two, I don't know, it warms my little heart towards Katie a bit.
Yeah.
If she's going to help Jamie, I like Jamie Foxx so much.
He is awesome.
Yeah. Well, that was awesome. I love this. So we have mentioned Pluto a whole bunch, and depending on when you watch this video, we're actually working on a project where you can sign up to get a free recording that Paula's doing about your Pluto card, because we picked it because it's the most important. It's like the most transformation that you can accomplish in your lifetime. And we always talk about doing your work. And so the Pluto card is one of the big pieces of work that you have to do in your life. So those will be launching probably in the next few weeks, depending on when you're watching this. And you can check back. It is kismet.com. Also, if you want an in-depth analysis of a relationship, get on our website and get a reading from Paula or I. And so if you really want to hear more about the cards in general and you're around Vegas in mid-October 2017, you can come and visit Paula and I at the first ever Cardology conference. Go to cardologyconference.com to find out more. And that wraps it up. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Dear Kismet. We would love it if you would subscribe and share. Go to our website, itiskismet.com, to learn more about the Cardology Conference in Vegas in October, to look up your card and cosmic connections, and to ask Dear Kismet a question.